Yo, what is going on, guys? I just want to make a video here kind of talking about the lightning discussion that's been happening lately in the PoE community. If you haven't seen, Connor kind of made a video like bringing it to light and bringing some awareness, making light of it. So I'm kind of just going to be kind of adding on to that and basically explaining why the lightning issue actually goes deeper than you may think. So, mainly pertaining to PoE 1 and where this kind of originated from, just so you guys know. Basically, recently I put together Poison Spark. It's the build that you're seeing now. Um, the build's pretty solid overall. I played Spark a handful of times before. It is, or like used to be, like one of my favorite builds, at least until they like clapped its interaction with Nemes. Anyway, the previous Spark builds I put together, they've been like primarily like EB route. I mean, I did a couple Archmage Widow versions before. Yeah, and I wanted to play some Poison Spark this patch because of the assassin changes. So, and also seeing Garatha put it together, so I was like, okay, I'll put it together, and so I did that, and this is the result, and it's like on a, I don't know, like a 20 div budget. So yeah, I didn't want to like, I specifically intended not to go like crazy budget on the build. That was the intention. So yeah. And the results is, yeah, what you're seeing, and it's good for the most part, but it does have one pretty big problem that got really emphasized to me. And yeah, it's mana, and more specifically spell cost, and just how it's gotten just completely out of hand. Basically, and how it's like a direct contributor as to why lightning is kind of in the place it is and why it's strong and prominent across so many builds. So these days, like if you're playing a spell and you just want to like, not be fucking just choking on mana the entire time, you basically have just two options. You either go, Eldritch Battery or Archmage, so you just make your entire character completely revolve around mana, then you don't have to worry about it, right? That's kind of the idea. Let me just, preference by the way, this problem I'm talking about, it really is, isn't really a big issue until you're like pushing, plus 5, 6, 7, maybe, shit, plus 9 gem levels, like spam casting where the mana cost is just absurd. Yeah, so as far as Eldritch Battery goes, EB, well, it's a solid option for being able to sustain skill cost. Because, if you're unaware, by the way, you can't directly leech mana with spells like you can do with attacks. So to circumvent this, you use Eldritch Battery to make your energy shield like act as an additional mana, which then can be leeched because you are able to leech energy shield with spells, but not mana, right? So your ES acts as your mana. But you see, we kind of got ourselves a problem though, because in modern PoE, giving up the, main defensive layer that spellcasters, residing at the top of the tree have access to, it's pretty shit, right? I mean, and not to mention just ES in general is just like outside of, the mana and lightning issues, it's just like, it's BIS right now. You just get so much ES, so that's just not like EB isn't really like a thing as much these days. So what does that really leave you with? Well, it pretty much just leaves you with Archmage. I mean, you know, one could just make an argument that you go EB and you just go with Mom and invest a bajillion divides in your character, and it's like, yeah, you could do that, but except again, wait, it's like, why would you even do that when you could just do the same thing but not give up your ES with Archmage, right? So, and it just all leads us right back to the lightning issue, because Archmage, of course, has that little line on it that says supported skills gain added lightning damage equal to 10 to 16% of unreserved mana. So here we're basically in this situation where we basically are scaling our mana to gain damage, and the nature of it being, mana means our spell cost is covered, so we just don't have to deal with any of that at all, which you do on every other archetype, let me add. And then, as the before mentioned, you can then just go mind over matter, and not only are we scaling our damage, but we're also just scaling our defense on top of it, so, seems pretty good. Um, Yeah, and then the amount of lightning damage based on characters is going to be just massively inflated off of this. It's just this is the best option for spells on all fronts, so that's why you're gonna just see it a lot. Like you really just have to want to play spells like without EB or Archmage, like in order to make it work. And then even then, it's usually spells like that you're barely casting, even in those situations. So yeah, now I'll also say that a lot of you probably, don't need to hear me yap about this to know that Archmage is a big contributing factor as to why lightning damage is so inflated across the board. But have you ever asked yourself, why that is? Like, why specifically Archmage? And from what I've found in many others, it's just a matter of Archmage being the way to actually have some semblance of mana sustain on a spell character without just giving up all your yes. It's really a multiplicative problem too, in combination with just needing tons and tons of damage for current endgame. Just on top of what all, it doesn't help that GGG has this clear straight up favoritism going on when it comes to lightning damage. Why did it even have to be lightning to begin with, right? So I'm not even sure what the answer is, or even necessarily why GGG seems to be like stuck on this philosophy, because they have to know about this problem. There's no way they don't. So I don't know if it's just part of the vision, because I try to think of a solution, and again, I don't know, because attacks can leech mana and they have full uptime, so why can't spells? But at the same time, spells technically have different scaling, so I'm assuming maybe it's they don't want them to be too OP, and then it would also result in a lot of spells and attacks feeling kind of samey, I guess. So yeah, again, I don't know how to solve this problem. Maybe I'm just stupid and you guys got some ideas, maybe. If anything, it's maybe just really, what is this? Simply just GGG not wanting to have full uptime. If we've learned anything about PoE 2 now, basically all about builder spender gameplay, and also them constantly nerfing just leech in general in PoE 1. That could just be simply it. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm curious, what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments your thoughts, and be sure to like the video if you enjoyed this bit of Path of Exile discussion and would like to see more from me in the future. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.